What's up, guys? If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's completely free. Not only is it free, but there are also creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Also, they'll be able to distribute your podcast for you on all the famous platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. If you guys are creatives and want to get after it, I highly suggest using Anchor. God damn.
Hey everybody, can I get a slowly rising
Hey, that kind of sounded like our intro.
A little bit, yeah, with the alarm clock,
bit.
yeah.
Well, welcome back, boys.
Welcome
back.
Boys and ladies.
2 a.m. podcast, you already know who it is. It's Logan,
It's Syed.
And it's Syed, of course.
and we're back in the saddle once again.
Episode number 8.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We're
sir.
pumping
yes,
these
sir.
out, man. I love it.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of fun, holy shit, did you see Zayd and I just saw The Gentleman last night. Saeed, did you see it already?
Great.
First of
movie.
all, actually, we need to take Syed on more theater adventures.
Oh, yeah.
We need to go as a trio.
Dude, I'd love that shit.
For sure.
yeah.
I need to get that movie pass thing by Regal that you got or whatever
yeah.
it
I'm
is.
surprised you don't have it.
Yeah, I know. It's what is it, like $23 a month? And
Yep.
then every movie you see is 50 cents.
Exactly.
If you go on a Saturday, you get like a surcharge of about $4,
Yeah.
which is nothing.
Uh,
I'm not complaining
well, I think it
about
just depends on the theater. But yeah. I mean, if you're going all out, like, you know, you pour RPX or some shit. But
Yeah, but think about it. If you like going to the movies, you're going to go like twice a month, right? Just
Yeah.
on the ticket price alone, depending on what theater you go to.
dude.
It could be anywhere from like round or total like 32 at a minimum,
Mhm.
and then at a max it could be like 48
Yeah.
for just the 2 tickets.
Dude, I've been going like 4 or 5 times a month, which is
Depends
pretty
on the
crazy.
selection, though.
yeah, and it's just 2019 to 2020 has just been an amazing year for movies, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020 I feel like is going to rip too.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 4 episodes where we literally started talking about movies and ended talking about movies.
Actually, let's go watch The Tenant. Or The Tenet.
Yes.
Oh, Tenet. Yeah.
Tenet.
the new
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
one looks
stoked for that.
crazy.
hmm
Big fan of all his movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
What did you guys think of The Gentleman?
Dude, it was honestly, I liked it. Like, I hate to sound British, but it was like super cheeky, kind of comedy. Like they had, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's just like a lot of good back and forth banter.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
love stuff like that, where it's like really clever banter back and forth, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like super forced.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a battle of wits.
Yeah,
in a
it
way.
feels like the movie's kind of like a loop between characters, and it's just
Yeah.
it's like a cycle. It's a pretty intense cycle because you're laughing and getting angry and like just you're just held back by like the kind of mystery of what the fuck is going on.
It takes you through like
Yeah,
the
dude,
emotional
it's-
roller coaster.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. It's a down ass adventure, and what's his face? Colin Farrell, dude. His character
Dude.
was
He's
legit.
The coach.
Probably
Yeah, dude,
my
the
favorite.
coach and his fucking accent.
Honestly,
Dude,
my
all of them,
favorite.
aren't all the boxer dudes just iced the hell out too?
Yeah.
Like they're dressed to the nines in every scene in like their Adidas sweatsuits.
I'm still thinking about where I can find one of those.
Seriously, all their plaid sweatsuits. Like, I don't want
No,
one.
but I like movies like that that portray like excellent characters.
Yeah.
That are just amazing at what they do. Not necessarily as actors, but as the characters themselves.
Exactly. And dude, like I don't know if you noticed, but his accent seemed pretty hard to do consistently.
Mm.
And it was it was part of his character, you know what I mean? Like it shaped part of him.
I kind of feel like Matthew McConaughey
Matthew McConaughey's character
had like
dude,
no accent. Like, and then there would
Yeah.
be moments where he like tried to throw a little something in there.
Just
a
and
little
then the
something,
next scene
something.
he would say the same word and then back out of
it's
it.
literally still it's like a subtle southern still, you know.
It's like
It's just
if
his.
it's like if a southern, like a slight southern dude, but like southern Florida,
yeah.
tried to do a British accent.
Isn't it?
That's what it's kind of like.
I'm trying to picture it, but all I need to do is just watch The Gentleman.
Exactly, Matthew McConaughey.
Isn't it
kills
trippy when you see an actor that has like their normal tone of voice or their normal language or whatever, and then they pull off this accent that's just crazy. Like, how do they do it? Like, they go from American to British perfectly.
I mean, well,
A lot of those actors are British.
Yeah,
Aren't
yeah,
they?
most of them.
yeah, dude, or
Yeah.
Australian. too.
Yeah, so it makes sense for them to be able to do those accents so
Yeah.
easily.
I mean, they have access to shit we don't have access to. So, like, you know, they have vocal coaches and then fucking accent coaches.
So true.
And
have you seen those series on YouTube with the accent coaches? Have you seen that where he breaks down people's accents in
Oh,
movies
yeah,
and like
yeah,
tells
yeah.
you if they're realistic or not, or
Yeah.
like what's going on?
yeah, dude,
Ooh.
that's actually really insane that you can identify it
Yeah.
like that.
He's one of his favorite things that he talks about are, I think they're called diphthongs, and it's the things that Vietnamese people do when they talk. Like, I can't even replicate it with my own voice, but it's
Diphthongs?
yeah, like it's I can't replicate it without sounding super racist in a way. But it's like the like that in the
Oh
back
my
of the
God,
throat,
yeah.
like. It's very
Yeah.
it's very interesting. He's a very sophisticated guy. Let me see if I can pull up some audio.
That must be
from
one of the
that.
harder ones
Yeah,
to do.
please do.
Let me see if I can find an example of a diphthong.
I
Diphthongs.
can't
for
believe
kids.
that's a term, dude.
What's new with the trio here? What are you up to, Syed?
Oh,
Anything
man.
new?
Dude, I've just been in the studio, just been editing a lot, just actually writing a lot too. Trying to shoot a short film pretty soon, but I need the idea to be on lock.
On lock, yeah.
Yeah, dude. But
Can we hear
What's-
maybe a potential little pitch about that?
what is it,
Or
Trip-thong?
Is it, or is it still under wraps?
oh shit.
The idea for the movie, is that
Oh.
releasable? Is that something we could discuss?
Not really. It's just I like to say one thing to people that ask. It's
Mhm.
just basically it's going to be very relatable to most human beings.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to make it. Because I feel like relatable things, people will just like actually like it
Yeah.
just because, you know, subconsciously or, you know, psychologically. They'll
And
just kind
usually-
of attach themselves to it.
Usually the most relatable content goes viral for the most part.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you trying to find a diphthong?
I'm trying to find a diphthong.
Damn it.
I cannot find one.
If
The
you can't
search
find
continues.
It, then forget it.
Yeah. The drip thong, huh?
Diphthong. What
Diphthong. I don't know
a
what
combination of words.
the fuck. I don't know. Trip thong.
The trip.
Whoa, dude.
But I'm starting something new actually. So
Yeah. What was that?
30-day experiment. I've done a couple of days
Mhm.
strictly carnivore, but I am going to do the carnivore diet for 30 days.
Carnivore.
Correction, I completely effed up what a diphthong is.
No.
It's a sound formed by the combination of two vowels in a single syllable, in which the sound begins as one vowel and moves towards another. So when you say coin, it's the oi.
Oi.
Oh. Oink.
Okay.
I totally goofed on that one. I've seen way too many of that guy's videos, and I don't have a PhD in whatever it is for you to be able to identify verbal sounds,
Yeah.
accents, and such. And I apologize. What were you talking about, the carnivore diet?
No. I just wanted to give a quick update. Like, people for people who don't know what the carnivore diet is, it's basically a diet of animal products. So mostly meat, fish, eggs are included. I believe cow's milk is included as well, but I'm avoiding that.
Mhm.
But I just want to see how I feel. I hear a lot of good things coming from people. Apparently, there are people who have actually done it for like 20 years, and have gotten good results. So I'll be curious to see what happens.
Mm.
All
Interesting.
meat, baby. Like, tell them about the steak that I had yesterday.
Oh my god, this savage.
Yeah.
This guy pulls up to my house yesterday with nearly a 2-pound steak, 1.76
Jesus.
pounds to be exact. And he told me, he looked at me and he said, "Cook it." I'm like, "How?" I said, "How do you want me to cook that?" And he's like, "I don't give two shits. Cook it." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
Just make sure it's
you
good.
bet." So go to the back, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper.
That's all you need,
Put
baby.
that down on the grill.
Mm.
Let it get nice and toasty. Flip it over.
Mm.
Get some butter on there. Seeps in. Pull it out after it's been on there for about 8 minutes or so, 4 per side. Let it sit for another 8 to 10 minutes. Cut into it like butter. Perfect medium rare.
Dude.
And let me tell you, it was basically like what, 3 steaks?
It was. I would say it was about 3 to 4 steaks in one sitting, and he ate all of it by himself.
Fuck, my stomach is crying.
All of it.
Dude, I'm
In
drooling, bro.
one sitting.
I don't think.
He did tell me that I was gonna get the meat sweats.
Yeah.
And my palms started to sweat quite a bit.
God.
Only my palms for some reason, but I finished that. Motherfucker.
You
That
could
is
watch. It was,
what's up.
dude. It was like watching a fight. You could see him like start to get warmed up, and like in the beginning, he's all like stoked to get into it, and then about halfway through, he's got that look on his face. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, man. I don't know if I'm going to make it through.
Breathing starts to get heavy. I'm like, oh god.
It was Rocky versus Apollo Creed.
And it was my only meal for the day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stuck it out. He got through all of that. I was super
Holy shit,
impressed.
dude. Like I really want to try that now. Holy shit.
It's good stuff.
I wouldn't recommend eating a 2-pound steak by yourself per se.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of goddamn meat, dude.
That's a lot of protein and fat.
Yeah.
For the win.
In
For the
one
win.
meal. Jesus.
Yeah.
So are you avoiding carbs? Is that what it is, kind of? Pretty
Basically anything other than animal products.
much?
Avoiding it.
Shoot, dude.
No rice, no
No veggies.
no veggies, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Holy motherfucker.
30 days. We'll see how I
Shit.
feel.
I'm curious to see if that does anything for the psoriasis.
Oh, I've heard a lot about autoimmune issues too.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if that'll lighten up or stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because every time I ask this motherfucker to hit the hot tub, he's like, nah.
Well, why
and
is that?
And I had no idea why.
Immune system?
I avoid swimming pools
Yeah.
and most hot tubs because of the chlorine.
Yes.
So it's bad for your
Your skin
body or
absorbs
skin.
it,
Yeah.
and that's it's a toxin. It's not good for the body.
Yeah.
That's why we like to go to rivers,
But okay,
lakes.
I'm
Salt
kinda confused
Creek.
because pool owners, for example, you can't really dip in a pool unless your levels are correct with chlorine in water, I guess, or
Mm.
whatever substance is in it. So they do sell a kit where you have to measure the stuff before you take a dive. So I don't know what that is
Well,
about.
Normally you'd have you can either do this like one of two ways. You can
Mhm.
get a pool guy who will come do everything for you, comes like once a month just to like skim it, make sure the pH is on point, like the chlorine isn't going to kill you, whatever.
Yeah.
Then he dips out. Or you could do it yourself, buy the bags of salt, have the chlorine at your
Mhm.
house where it smells like shit. And then
Yeah.
you got all these chemicals and test kits on the side of your house. Which, by the way, if you're a pool owner, you should have the test kits anyway. This is just a PSA for pool owners out there.
Yeah.
You should have the test kit just
Of
for
course, dude.
yeah, just for safety reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, maybe your regulator's off, the saltwater pump or whatever.
Yeah, there could be
isn't
too much
going.
bacteria in there or whatever.
Yeah,
Of course.
exactly. It might be unsafe. Check it regularly is what we're trying to
Uh-huh.
tell you. However, the important part about the chlorine is that you don't want too much because it's bad to breathe in. It
Mhm.
can actually cause a lot of problems in your lungs and like develop a lot of sicknesses and a lot of buildup in there and
Yeah.
just like
You definitely don't want to inhale that.
yeah.
No.
Especially if it comes in a bucket. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it in a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
When you open the lid, it just flies out like debris.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, and your face is in there, so it's like
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't
Like
want
you
Yeah,
should
avoid
be
it.
wearing a mask while you're dealing with
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that shit's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, but people look at me like I'm crazy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't want to swim in that shit.
All right, so we're coming at you live with the Lyme update. What essentially what this is we're going to report on the coronavirus, given that we are somewhere relatively local.
Given that it's actually an international emergency now.
Yeah, that was interesting when they reported that. That would be like them reporting the common cold as an international health warning. To me, actually, is that insensitive to say?
What?
Because people have died from the coronavirus. But people die from the common cold
People
every
die
year.
from ice cream and cheeseburgers. Like
Dude, you could die from anything,
Yeah.
honestly. But
yeah, it's very true.
yeah.
the most interesting part about the epicenter, or the place where it started, Wuhan,
Mhm.
the city in China, is that I think this is a good something good to focus on in a very negative topic, but a lot of people are apparently wearing their pajamas outside of their houses now,
Mhm.
and it's just like everyone's chilling.
Yeah.
Like they have free time now to think, to play, to do what they want,
Yeah.
because
they can't go to work, they can't do any of the normal stuff they do.
That's interesting because like that's a total divergence from normal like traditional Chinese culture,
Mhm.
where you just got to wake up, go to work, then you just work all day, you get home, and it's like your whole life kind of orients around work. very similar to the Japanese culture as well in that respect. But I wonder what they're all thinking about now that they have time to actually like sit down and process it. Like process what's going on with their situation, you know? Like when was the last time any of them really had like a real break?
Well, some of them apparently come to the conclusion to throw their dogs and cats out the window.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
We don't know how accurate that is, but
Yeah, what's that for?
But-
or is that even real?
Oh, of course. The cats and dog thing?
Is it? I don't know.
They have pictures of cats and dogs being thrown out of the buildings and onto the pavement. Like,
shit.
Jesus.
It's gnarly shit.
Okay, that's fucking insane,
Wow.
dude.
I also heard reports. Zayd actually told me about this yesterday. Do you remember the Indian scientist found like the potential genetic modification to the coronavirus?
Yeah.
I read in the Washington Post this morning that was a complete lie.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right?
Yeah, it's India. They're looking for recognition.
Well, was it even India?
Indian
No, I
scientists,
mean
yeah.
like what did that even happen? Like did they even do an experiment or was it just some fake story?
I mean, that's one of the potential like explanations for it, but I've never seen any confirmed evidence or whatever, so to speak.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know, man. It's one less thing we need right now.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
seriously. One less thing to worry about.
Yeah,
2020 off to a freaking interesting start.
January was a tough month.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but Jesus Christ was
Dude,
a
yeah.
tough month.
I mean, dude, January was a rough year.
Hectic. Year, literally.
It's like, dude, I don't fucking know, man.
many threat of World War III /
Yeah.
thermonuclear war, and what did we have after that? We got coronavirus, thermonuclear war.
Yeah.
We were still dealing with the tail end of the Epstein stuff, Trump impeachments going on.
Even personally, like from my own life, it's as soon as January 1st came around, it's like hectic.
Yeah.
Just hectic shit.
Of course. I mean, well, that's what happens when you start your New Year's resolution before 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, you're in the middle of it, so which is
Yeah.
a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like things have been like the more and more. There's so much shit that's happening right now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been happening to the point where I really don't care anymore. Like,
too
what
much-
do you focus on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be focused on one thing to the other, you're gonna lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just, do your part, just like usual, but do not lose yourself.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, I
Because
100% agree.
you do tend to lose yourself in that. You know what I mean?
I know a perfect
Like,
example. Who you're
for
talking
example, this is a great time to talk about Kobe Bryant's death.
about.
Mhm.
That did impact a lot of people worldwide, dude. I didn't think it would impact me, because at the end of the day, I do know he's a celebrity. I did not know
Mhm.
him personally, things like that. But it does affect you in a way, I think, psychologically, because he was someone we looked up to as the face of the NBA for...
Most of us grew up watching him.
Dude, like, when you think of basketball, you think of Kobe, straight up.
Exactly.
So I feel like there's a link between you when you were 8 years old and you absorbing information and just like, so it has to link, as you grow older. Like, that's it, NBA, Kobe.
Yeah, it's like I heard this reporter say Kobe Bryant is as synonymous with California as sunshine and beaches or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's true. You could see it in the
Mm.
streets, especially on the day that he died, like, and around the area that we are, it was super prevalent. Up in LA, it was big. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they had 10,000 people show up to the Staples Center the day he died.
Dude, and that's not even a week after, and then like a couple days after that too.
Yeah.
It was just packed constantly, but
And it's crazy because I haven't experienced this personally, but a lot more people are impacted more by his death than by a death of like their family member, which is
Yeah.
insane to think about.
Yeah. There was something there. That's what I can't get to. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Well, I could see that though. Like if you ever, when we go like play pool or something like that, and
Mhm.
there's all those dudes watching the sports at the bar or whatever. like that's their life, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Straight up.
they live, eat, drink, sleep, think about sports. Like they love to do that. Like they
Yeah.
spend more time looking at a TV, thinking about statistics, looking at players, and they kind of spend talking to their own family.
Yeah.
So like I could kind of see how people are like, Kobe's death affected me almost more than a family member.
Yeah, because
in a
we
sense.
saw this dude that was just a regular man just straight up become a legend.
What was his age?
within no
41?
time. He was 18 when he got drafted in
I thought
to
he was
the
young.
NBA, straight from
thought
high
he-
school, dude.
Was he younger or was he 18?
He might have been 17 or 18.
I think 17.
17, yeah. Or, yeah, you know. But by the time he was in the NBA, he was 18, pretty much.
Mhm, yeah.
But that's literally insane. That's historical at that point. That's never happened.
I say it's the most tragic death in sports history.
Dude, and I honestly, I know 100% that the way he died was what made it more insane, too.
Mm.
It's just like he's been flying this same helicopter everywhere.
It wasn't him though. He
Yeah.
wasn't flying.
Yeah, he wasn't flying, but
Oh, do you
I
mean
mean, I'm
he
saying like,
takes it
he's been flying
All the
that-
time.
Yeah.
Like that's his transportation basically to go to LA because
Yeah.
from Newport to LA,
Mhm.
just skip over traffic. But it's just like, who would have thought, like, you know what I mean? Like a man with that much money and and fame,
Yeah.
you would assume that they have great systems in their helicopters or whatever the hell.
Mhm.
But apparently they don't even have black boxes, which is the I think
don't
like for
think they need
safety
them.
measures
I'm not
for
sure.
helicopters.
Usually they have black boxes, so if it does go down, they can figure out what's wrong, like
Yeah.
or what went wrong.
But this doesn't even have it. Now you
Mhm.
got to investigate after the crash
the
because with a black box, I believe that while it's going down, you can kind of just like track it somehow what's going on. You know what I mean?
it just it's kind of like how you have your ECU in your car,
Mhm.
and it looks after everything, and
Yeah.
once something goes wrong, the light on your dash goes up.
Yeah.
But instead of a light going, obviously a light's gonna go off. But like once it notices that problem, it'll just record all that. If my knowledge of black boxes
Yeah, I
is
mean,
correct.
that sounds about right.
But one thing that really pissed me off about his death, and
Mhm.
this is what a lot of people do, is they immediately jump to the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
those,
like-
those a lot of those people have their heads up their asses.
Dude, there's like hipster thinking with no matter what subject, dude.
It's like they're combining the tail number
Yeah.
of the helicopter with his age and then the year and then coming up
Yeah.
with some
It's like we get you're different, dude. All right, but like
we get you're looking for recognition,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
stupid. But
Well, did you hear about what happened? Or there's a eyewitness account apparently. There were some guys out biking, like mountain biking,
Mm.
on the day of the crash, and they saw that something was clearly wrong with the helicopter.
No,
As it
I
was
actually saw
falling?
the other old dude. It was just like a town member, and he was coming out of church or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
He said it was audible though. He didn't. He said it wasn't like visual.
Mm.
Mm.
No. What about those kids?
From my understanding, the bikers they didn't see it go down, but they saw that something was clearly wrong with the helicopter.
Mm.
As
Yeah.
it was flying normally?
No, it wasn't flying normally. Something was wrong with it. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what. Like, maybe there was smoke coming out of the rear rotor or something like that.
Yeah. There might have been a fire on board. And
Something.
I don't.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Well, what's
really.
also super tragic is not only all the other people that died. For instance, like the baseball coach for
Yeah.
OCC,
that
but like
was really sad. I know. I don't know if Zayd knows him. Do you
No,
know
at
of
the
him?
gym that I work out with,
Mhm.
the father of two of the people, a daughter and a mother, who
Yeah.
were on the helicopter,
Yeah.
those were his. He was the husband.
My God.
And, they did a whole thing. They were trying to, like,
Yeah. That's tragic, dude.
yeah. It's insane how small of a world it is.
It really is.
yeah, especially Gigi, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's really tragic.
That's really, really, really sad.
She's so talented too.
I mean,
She
Oh.
she balls like her dad, man.
yeah,
She's like 13 or 14 years old.
yeah, 13, I believe.
Yeah, that's tragic,
Man,
man.
may they rest in peace.
Yeah, seriously.
It gives you a bigger perspective, though. It makes you focus on things like your own death and, like, what kind of impact do you want to leave. All that kind of good
And
stuff.
also
I
the
don't-
other people
Yeah.
around you too, man. Like sometimes you just gotta reach out and say like, "Oh, love you, buddy." Like
Yeah.
Straight
you
up.
never know what's gonna happen
Yeah,
tomorrow.
just always reach out. Just
Yeah.
simple ass question, man.
Exactly.
You know.
Straight up.
How you doing? Like what's going
Yeah.
on with you? Like stuff like that. It leaves a bigger impact. You see, we're laughing about it. It's a bigger impact than you think, though.
I know.
Because we know it's true. That's why we're laughing.
It
in the
was like
small
a subtle
things.
laugh, It's like, we all know this is right. We have been lacking that shit, but
Yeah.
we love you guys.
Logan, I know you've been talking about this topic lately, just to go on another tangent, but let's talk about the fit at all sizes.
Oh my
movement.
gosh.
The fit at all sizes?
Yes.
Fit at all sizes.
This is something that's been going on for at least a few years.
Oh
from
no,
what
this
I
has been
know.
going on for a while.
For
Now.
a
Probably
while?
like
Okay.
probably 5 to 8 years or so now.
Okay.
I think it really probably kicked off like 8 or some odd years ago, I would say. But there's like a growing notion in the media that like you can be fit at all size, and then there's like these people that post photos of them doing like yoga and stuff like that, and they're severely overweight, which is great that they're that flexible. Like I'm not that flexible. I can't do the stretches that they're doing.
Must be a crazy image.
At the
Yeah.
Crazy scene right there, dude.
Oh, 100%.
But the thing that made me really think about this was I was watching some YouTube videos, and it was like James Corden was talking about Bill Maher. And Bill Maher did this segment where he thinks that fat shaming should come back. And it was like really...
It's like Bill Maher has to take the extreme on the other end,
Yeah, I know. He was really pushing it, too. I was shocked. Like, for Bill Maher, I was like, damn, he's really coming out swinging against fat people. And James Corden was like, yeah, I don't remember fat shaming ever leaving. And I kind of thought about it, and I was like, yeah, he's right. I don't think fat shaming ever left, per se.
No, it didn't completely leave.
Yeah, no one stopped fat shaming. It was just like, I don't know. I feel like there was that big push in the media a year or two ago. And then after that big push, it was just kind of died out. Like the topic itself got really quiet. But it was always still going on in the background, kind of silently. Like the hate for fat people. And, I'm not trying to say it's okay to be fat, like dangerously overweight, per se, and I don't believe in health at any size. But what I am saying is like, what's important is that these people that are overweight, at least like the photo I just told you about, the person that was doing yoga that was like probably 200 to 300 pounds overweight.
Oh my god!
At least they're making the effort. Like they're out there, they're trying to do something that's active. Like in this case, it's a little bit more slow pace, like yoga.
Yeah.
In that instance, but like at least they're trying, Maybe they're not going full force, like they're not doing the full diet, but they're trying to play the long game, which is a great approach.
Yeah.
To losing weight.
I think it's easier to talk, obviously.
Yeah.
Because in no way are we obese. I mean, look at us. but it's just you got to experience it to be able to know how hard it is.
Exactly.
I can only hear how hard it is, and I can only imagine how hard it is. But I think the same way goes vice versa. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Skinny ass dudes. There's a lot of skinny people that just eat 3,400 calories a day, but they're still fucking skinny. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you need to double that, dude, what are you eating? 6,000 calories a day?
You know what, bro? There's a whole nother epidemic of skinny fat people in this country.
Bro.
Dudes that just eat like shit and don't work out that are still skinny.
They do anything to have your body, dude. Oh, fuck.
And listen, I discussed this with Logan yesterday.
Yeah.
Shame is an important, I believe that shame is an important part of the process of change. Everyone at some point has to feel like shit about their situation.
Yeah.
In order to make a move or change their lifestyle, so on and so forth.
Yeah, because making a move is hard, dude.
Yeah.
It's the first step, and being consistent with that step, that's the hardest thing to do.
And it's like, I get this whole push for equality, across the range of society, but at a certain point, you also have to implement common sense. We're not going to have a bunch of 400-pound people creating a healthy society. They're not healthy themselves.
Yeah.
So,
of course, you need a healthy person. It's gonna look it's gonna look mean,
Yeah.
If you're playing the leader and just getting, you're just this fit ass dude. You'd be like, all right, we're gonna end obesity today. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, fuck you.
And it's okay.
Like, who does this guy think he is?
It's okay to feel bad about your circumstance. That's the thing people don't get.
Yeah.
Feel bad about it and then make a move to change.
Yeah, it's like you can be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to help you do. I'm not trying to be one of my own.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're all the fucking same. You know, we have an internal skeletal structure where
Yeah.
we're all literally the same. You know what I mean?
You can honestly, there's a whole nother life out there for you.
Yeah.
Just put in the effort, do the work.
I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to fucking shame you, but I'm shaming you to get you ignited into.
We love you, but get your shit together,
Yeah.
please.
I was about to say,
You
I think,
fucking bitch. We love you, but fucking get your shit together.
I was about to say, I think that's I think that's a big misconception that's going on. Is that
Yeah.
like I feel like fat people think that skinny people hate fat people.
No, if I see somebody who's 300 pounds in the gym, I give them all the respect
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
world.
dude.
seriously.
You're driving here. You're fucking coming here, and you're putting in the effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, at least if you're barely doing anything, at least you're burning today's calories. Thank you so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously. Like all we want you to do is to be just in better shape. It's like we kind of just want you to live longer, to make a general
It's
health
enlightening.
conscious choice.
Mhm.
Yeah. But by us saying that we want them to make a better choice,
Yeah.
it seems offensive.
It does, and I get that 100%. I get
Yeah, because it's like we're judging who they are as a person, and
Yeah.
it's like we don't mean to do that. Like we're
Yeah.
not trying to judge you as an individual. We just want you to be like healthier, I guess.
that. Yeah.
We're
Understand.
not judging you. We're judging the way you approach your own life. And that's the thing you can criticize that because it's your mentality.
Yeah.
It's not who you are as a human
Yeah.
being.
By all means, if honestly, if someone is happy, then do it. Because I'm all about whatever makes you happy, just do it. You know what I mean? But if you're having a hard time getting up in the morning and you know it's a fucking problem, and then you're too lazy to do it, so you think you're happy, then get off your ass.
Yeah, seriously.
Do whatever you want, but either way, there's going to be consequence.
Yes.
So deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't really have a problem if somebody that was overweight was just like, yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm like,
do you.
All right.
Another thing is, why can you read about something and not get offended, but have someone tell you and then be completely offended when it's the same fucking material? Think about that.
It's on a more personal level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That
It
says
feels
more about
personal.
the recipient of the knowledge.
It's because
rather
there's a
than-
different being
Yeah.
that's standing right in front of you, just telling you, rather than a fucking book where some author, the same being as me, is basically telling you the same shit.
It's kind of true.
It's
Yeah.
much more visceral.
Yeah, but you know what? If you want to go that route, that's fine. You know, there's plenty of books that'll help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Success starts with reducing. No, I'm just kidding.
What was that self-help book that came out a while ago where the majority of the pages were blank and then you just filled in the information? It was basically a journal that you would buy for yourself.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it was like a self-help, but you had to write your own shit.
I don't know, but it
There's
seems
a
like
lot of
something
those.
Zayd would do. Honestly.
Fuck it. I'm coming out with my new book. 2 weeks. It's coming in hot.
Zayd, I don't know if you noticed, but something happened between writing and printing.
It's an inspirational tweet every 10 pages, and then underneath it says reflect on this for 10 more pages.
Starts with
So
fuck,
ridiculous.
and then the last page is you.
Did you see
God
that one
damn.
book? There was that one book where it was just blank pages, and then it was somehow about shaming men. There was just one page that said something about like shaming men. I don't know what it was.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It was
Google that.
ridiculous.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can find it. It's pretty deep in there.
What should I even Google? Book with blank pages that shames men.
I don't know. Book that shames men.
Men shaming the book. I don't know, man.
Man shaming.
God damn. It reminds me of manspreading.
Man,
There's so
man
many.
spread until you die.
Yeah.
Do not be
There's so
afraid to
many
man
different-
spread.
Literally manspread. I'm
There's so
manspreading
many
right now,
different
dude.
books.
Fuck yeah, baby.
How is this offensive to you?
I don't know, dude. I'm not offended.
I'm spreading my legs out.
Do any of these books sound familiar? The titles: A Man's Guide to Understanding Women, Everything Men Know About Women by Dr. Alan Francis. The first book. Who was it by?
think-
Professor Demetrius Terry.
I
Lee.
think it was explaining how men don't understand women, and it was taking like a really fucked up view of it.
What every man thinks about apart from sex. Because the book, literally the picture of this on Google is the book, and then next to it, it's another book that's open with blank pages.
I think it was that one, yeah.
It might
It's
be this
probably that
one. I don't know.
Blank pages, huh?
Yeah, regardless. It's a funny thing.
Interesting.
At least you found the book. I'm surprised you actually found it. Fucking go deep into that rabbit hole.
Yeah, maybe I should usurp the role of Jamie, like on the JRE, or I'm just on the Google.
Logan, pull it up.
Hey, Logan, can you grab that one for us really quick, please?
And then just give you shit when you fuck up, too.
It's like, stop playing the audio. We're gonna get sued. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what? I was thinking about ending the podcast on an interesting kind of weird note.
Sure.
About because it got me thinking the other day. And this was the whole nuclear war scenario that happened earlier in January. And why do we still have nuclear weapons?
It's a good question. We should ask our leaders, quote unquote leaders.
Like, why do we? We don't use them. The last bomb that I think was tested that was a nuke was the freaking Tsar bomb by Russia. And it was set off. I mean, how big was the blast? The blast radius itself was like 2 square miles or something ridiculous. It was an enormous bomb. Like, the warhead itself was the size of a small school bus.
The videos are astonishing.
Yeah.
Those mushroom clouds, like, it's just unparalleled.
But my point is, like, we're not allowed to test them.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an agreement where we're not allowed to drop them?
I think so.
Like, that'd have to be against some wartime scenario or some, like, what are the rules of war? I'm trying to remember what that exact document is, but
yeah.
basically it was like the agreement that was signed in World War I, where it's like you can't use chemical warfare and stuff like that on your enemies anymore.
So you're saying we're going against it, basically?
What I'm trying to say is they're basically worthless. If I'm correct, I think the warheads go bad after 20 years anyways. So the majority of them
you gotta use them, technically.
Yeah, the majority of them I think are worthless even now. And we just kind of have them sitting around, and it's a bunch of uranium that we could be using for good stuff. Like, we do have nuclear energy is around the corner, in my opinion. I think it's going to revolutionize everything in terms of just cheaper electricity that's more accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, the people in Africa are going to need a lot more of a reliable source of electricity other than solar. For instance, if Elon does that global internet thing.
Yeah.
Like, we could use the uranium for those bombs to, like, power the world, essentially. So instead of blowing it up, you could power it.
True.
Do you think we'll run out of uranium?
No, I don't think we'll run out of uranium for a while. And I mean, if worse comes to worse, like, if you really need uranium that bad,
We'll mine asteroids.
yeah, seriously, that's where it's gonna have to go.
Yeah.
It just goes back to common sense. It's mutual destruction. Like, nobody wins at the end of the day.
No, there's no clear winner. Basically, it's just 2 dudes sitting in a chair, looking at each other, trying to see who has the bigger dick contest.
Yeah, it's a dick swinging contest.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of embarrassing that we're getting reduced to that tactic on, like, a geopolitical scale, like with leaders of nations. Like, for instance, I don't think the United States and Russia are going to go at each other anytime soon, per se. But, like, is it India and Iraq or Iran that they have? I believe India.
Iran.
Is it Iran?
I think it's Iran.
All right. Like, I was worried that they were going to nuke each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't even worried about, like, us and Iran or whatever it was. I was more worried about India and Iran going after it with one another. And there's just no point for it. It's a lot of unnecessary stress.
It is, but it's honestly, it's just like it's like waving your dick, saying, "Yo, we're in the club with you." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm on par.
Yeah, we're here. Like,
Yeah, we're
don't
here,
mess with us.
You know, you
It's-
guys got ultimate weapons. Well, we got more ultimate weapons. You know, what I'm
I
saying?
can see
Like,
one
and
reason
it's just
for
like
it.
it's just like the fucking the towering, like the who has the highest tower in the fucking country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's just your dick measuring. That's all you're doing.
I can see one reason for it.
Yeah.
Deterrence. Because, listen, there are bad actors out there. There are people who are fueled by hatred.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can look at terrorists, for example. They will blow themselves up just to get to an afterlife or whatever. But that serves as a form of deterrence against those people, potentially. I think so. Yeah. Because they're gonna. I mean, they're going to do it either way. So it's like, it's a tricky situation. Mutual destruction.
It is. I feel like it's just more visually. Like it's just, I don't know. It's
Well, I think one of the main fears is like if the United States were to give it up, like nobody, like not everybody would be honest per se. Like I feel like every party that would say, "Oh, we got rid of all of our nukes so we could turn the warheads into energy, or like electric energy."
There's always going to be a country that has them.
Yeah,
and you can't not have them.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a chess game.
It's just one of those. It's like a precautionary measure in the worst way possible.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we're really good at wasting money and dumping money on stupid ass shit. So
How much
that's
do
never
we
gonna
spend
change, by the way.
on the military each year in the U.S.?
Oh,
Yo,
it's,
what is it?
it's unreal.
140 billion or something.
Yeah,
It's something insane.
Dude, it's like,
You could transform society with that kind of money.
oh my god, dude.
It's like, can we not divert these resources into becoming better as a society instead of just, blowing?
Well, that's the thing. We're always focused on short-term shit, dude.
Yeah.
So allegedly in 2020, the United States Armed Forces budget, so this is for all branches of the military, is it says on Google $748 billion.
Oh my god!
You know what? All I gotta say is, can California have like $1 billion of that so we can get some better roads? Like, what the fuck is wrong? Can we fix LA? Like, can we get some better roads there? It's one of the most populated states in the entire union.
The problem is fucking the workers too, dude.
Yeah.
How long has the 5 been under construction? Like what, 1999?
Fucking ages.
1999.
Yeah, and it's the same fucking dirt that's just sitting there.
And what's funny is that we can pick out, like, there's a road by your house too, which has been under construction forever.
Yeah, it's closure ahead. What the fuck?
Dude,
like, what are you closing it for?
This
You know what I
road
mean?
near my house has literally been under construction for 6 years.
What the fuck?
6 years.
It's
and
not even a mile long.
Yeah. You know how much progress they've made?
What?
Basically none. All they've done is they've made the roads worse.
Yeah.
Actually, to drive on, they're horrible. I think it's to add a whole nother lane or like something to do with drainage, like for pipes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just not working.
It's
know what the
probably
fuck's
all
going
the
on.
red tape bullshit that you have to go through.
No, dude. I think they just show up to work really late and they tell you to move your car. So you're doing your part, and then what happens is they get to the site. By the time they're done setting up, they're like, "Oh, lunchtime," and then they just never show up. And then they come back and change the date to move your car, and then you're just like, "What the fuck's it?" It's
Honestly,
just this endless
probably.
cycle of shit.
I think
It's
there is a lot
I
of-
don't know. I don't want to say lazy workers, but
No, they're
just the timing.
hardworking.
The timing is just shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually with Zayd on this one. I think it's the red tape, and there's a lot of like stuff you gotta juggle through. And
Yeah.
Parks
So
and
much.
like the TV show Parks and Rec did a great little stab at like how ridiculously slow government work is.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like Leslie Knope or I forget what her real life name is. She had an entire draft for this park, like a public park. Everything was laid out, like construction that needed to be done, like estimates for everything.
Yeah.
Like, all there, timeline. She's like, we can knock it out in 6 months. And everybody in the room started laughing at her. And this old, like, one of the old dudes is like, I've been working on a proposal for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it hasn't
Literally.
even left the ground yet. Like,
Dude, and it's just like what? It was like a children's park or some shit, right?
yeah, it was something tiny. Like, it was like no big.
So stupid.
Dude, it was literally a hole in the ground, like apocalyptic shit, for like 10 years. Fucking dumb as hell. I don't understand why those processes are just really fucking long. But the IRS is just like on point. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'll give. Here's where I'll give China credit. They're already basically done building everything for like all the hospitals for the virus.
Yeah, I got to give China credit. Their infrastructure is next level. Like, when they need something to be done, it is done. Like,
they have a priority system probably.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, look at what they're doing right now. They have entire cities over there that are developed, like, complete, like, bigger, as big as LA.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of being able to house people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just empty because people haven't moved in yet. So they're like these weird ghost cities, and that are popping up over China right now because they're just waiting for people to move into there.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, to let industry increase and stuff. It's wild.
We need to go to one of those ghost cities. Not in China specifically,
Yeah.
but anywhere in the world.
Dude, They honestly look so dope.
Like
I
that
would
one
take
I sent
videos
you-
for days.
that one I
Imagine.
sent you in Turkey.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have gone to that while you were there.
I
That
mean, I
would-
didn't fucking know about it.
Yeah,
I, like,
neither did I. Until you got back.
Like, I got back and he's like, "You should go here." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah,
did
I
you
didn't
tell
know
me
about
about-
it till you
I don't know
got
if you
back.
knew, but I just came back.
Tell me about this before the trip, motherfucker.
Damn it! But yeah, I think this was a great talk we just had.
Yeah.
That was a solid ending, honestly.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground on this one.
Yeah.
A lot of different topics were brought up. That was a good place to
This
go.
one's probably on the shorter end, but it's okay. We'll vary episode lengths.
Yeah.
Depending on what we want to talk.
We don't
want
want to bore you. I feel like this is a good place to just end it. Instead
Cut
of
it.
Wandering. Yeah.
Let's cut it. You know what? Once again, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate everybody popping in, saying what's good, kicking it with us. 2 a.m.
Hell
podcast.
yeah.
What up,
We're on-
what up?
We're on Spotify, Anchor. We're now on YouTube. We're on
Castbox.
Instagram. On what was that one?
Castbox.
I don't even know what
Castbox.
Castbox
Yeah,
is,
dude.
but
Yeah,
okay.
we're on
We
it.
made it, boy.
Yeah, we got our
Boy.
Patreon set up.
Mm-hmm.
2 a.m. podcast. You know where to find us at. This has been Logan.
This is Zaid.
And Syed.
And once again, thank you for signing in, everybody. And we're signing out. Thank you.
Peace.
Adios. We love you all.